What's up, guys? This is the Crowbar, and I have a black and white Wi-Fi battle with Sebbiesawrr today. We've been in a battle for a while, but finally got around to it. This is a UU match. I'm like, well, let's see if I got some UU Pokemon in my boxes, and turns out I do. So I go ahead and lead off with this big Ambipom. And I'm like, what's up with that flinch? I actually thought it was going to be my Nasty Plot set, but it isn't, so I'm okay with that. I'm like, well, you know, I'll stay in, go for a return. Maybe I'll live a T-Bolt. No, that is not exactly the case, and I lose my Ambipom. So sad on that part. So now I send up my Xena, and she is going to start rocking some stuff here. It goes ahead for that big Intimidate, but I go for that gigantic Extreme Speed and pwn the rest of that Jolteon, and it is gone. And that's very good, because that 394 speed does not sit well with me, considering Arcanine is my last Pokemon with priority. So now she sends out Donphan, and I'm like, oh, I don't really know what to go with this. I'm just going to go for that Flare Blitz, just to get, you know, about half damage on it, just to knock it off with Sturdy and deal as much damage as I can, because she's just going to go straight out for that Earthquake. Not going to bother with that Stealth Rocks that first turn, because I would have KO'd it with a second Flare Blitz. There goes my HP. Sad face. I love my dog. So she's getting all those lefties back, and I send out my Alakazam. Now there's a few things with this Alakazam I don't like. One, I accidentally gave it Grass Knot and not Shadow Ball. But he goes for Ice Shard, which does, not surprisingly, not that much, and I go for the gigantic Psychic, and I pwn the rest of that Donphan, so it's gone. And then she said a Togekiss. I'm like, oh, screw. I've never really done well with Togekiss at all, even in like 4th gen. So I go for Psychic, and it doesn't really do that much. It does about a third. It does about a third, and I'm not really okay with that. I mean, it's a stab Psychic with Life Orb. I'm like, alright, well, whatever. I'm just gonna go for the HP Ice to see how much damage that will do, and it does it's about the same, really. And then she goes for the Roost, and I'm kind of furious. I'm like, don't you dare Roost stall me, because when people try to Roost stall me, I get crits. So I go for that big HP Ice again to hopefully get a crit. And I was actually predicting her to Roost, but she just goes straight out for that Body Slam. So let's it all enact now, since I'm a fortune teller. Alakazam's got nothing on me. There's that super effective, and then it goes for the Body Slam and KOs me. I'm really glad they didn't paralyze me the first time around. Crit didn't matter. And sad face, Alakazam just disappears into the floor. Restoring more HP with those lefties. Now I send out my Nidoking, which I didn't know what this one had. I mean, I didn't know if it had Scarf or if it didn't, or if it had a Expert Belt. So I go for Ice Beam, and she switches into Shaman, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. I don't know if she was predicting a Thunderbolt or what is up with that, but it works out for me a little bit, I guess, in my favor. So she's actually ends up being faster than my Nidoking, even though I find that I'm Scarfed. I'm Scarfed modest. And that Shaman's faster than me. It's probably a fully offensive set, but its defensive stats are still pretty good. I go for the second Ice Beam to KO the Shaman. Which is nice, and I'm really glad she didn't set up Stealth Rocks. For this reason. So then she sends out Cresselia, and this is when I got really worried. I mean, I've never done well against Cresselias. And I go for Ice Beam, seeing what she would do, and it doesn't do anything, and I'm Sheer Force. And it just does nothing. I'm like, oh crap. I didn't really know what to do with this already. Okay, so she's going to Calm Mind and increase her special attack more. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out, hoping that she Calm Minds again, and I'm going to go into my Heracross, hoping that she doesn't, you know, use Psychic instead. A big Gravity Beetle. And turns out I predicted correctly, and she Calm Minds again. So good news for me here. I go ahead and go for Mega Horn, I believe. And I'm like, well, Cresselia is usually a pretty big defensive wall, so I was expecting the Mega Horn to do a lot less than it does now. I saw that HP just go down, 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 and I get it there to about I don't know, 1/6 maybe. But then she goes to that +2 Psychic and just demolishes my Heracross like it wasn't even there. And now I believe I got Galvantula and Nidoking left. And I'm like, oh, alright, I'll send in Galvantula, my favorite Pokemon of 5th gen. And I hope it doesn't fail me now. She has +2, but considering how much that Ice Beam did, I was actually thinking this wasn't going to kill. And I actually get a crit, and I'm pretty sure that mattered. I mean, she begs to differ, but I still like to believe that that crit really did matter. So then she sends out this Victini. I'm like, okay, well, it's a neutral Bug Buzz that will not kill this Victini. So I'll go ahead and send out Nidoking to fodder, because I know she's going to hit me with that V-Generate. Or V-Create. Whatever. Hits me with that, speed drops, whatever. Pretty good play on my part, but I didn't realize this until later, but it turns out V-Generate lowers special defense, and this is the reason why this play is so epic right here. I go for Thunder, and I KO it. Now, normally, I don't believe this Thunder would have KO'd, because Victini has like base 100, I believe. But because she used V-Generate, and her special defense went down 1 or 2, I'm not entirely sure, I was able to KO it. And then this Thunder is easily able to take out this Togekiss because it's stab super effective, and Togekiss is a good special wall, but I'm a Galvantula. I mean, come on here. I'm not entirely sure if I'm Specs or Scarf on this one. I might be Specs. But that's my battle against Sebbie. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go sub her channel.